Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Every streamer wants their stream to look crystal clear without any lag. The only problem is the settings are super complicated, and what we need to do is open up general and appearance because it doesn't really matter. We're gonna go straight to stream. Then from here, we're going to connect our Twitch account. But let's go back to the settings in the bottom right corner. Click settings. What we tell it to instead of what this tells it to instead, which will make more sense in just a second. So then hit apply, and then we're gonna move to the scariest part, which is the output tab. But don't freak out, I got you guys. Go to the top where it says output mode and change it from simple to advanced, which I know is counterproductive to people wanting to keep it simple, but trust me. Then we'll make sure we're on the streaming tab, and then we'll make sure that the audio track is on 1, and so any audio that we say is on track 1 will be sent to our stream. Then for our audio encoder, keep it at FMM. The Twitch VOD track is actually a very useful setting which will allow you to play copyrighted music on your Twitch stream using AMD run into issues. Have it on 6000, which is also very good bit rate, might run into issues. The next important setting is we'll go to the encoder settings. We're going to change rate control to CBR, and we're going to change the bit rate to 8000. We used to have it on 6000, which is also very good bit rate, but sometimes when you're streaming, if there's extra resources available, it will boost it up to 8000, which will give you even better quality if you're a regular Twitch streamer or a Twitch affiliate. However, if you're a partner, then you'll almost always get the 8000 kilobits per second quality. But don't put it any higher than 8000 because then you will actually nuke your stream, so don't do that. Next, we're going to change the keyframe interval to 2. Others like to have it on 0. Either is really fine, but I prefer 2. The preset you want to have anywhere between P5 and P7. I'm just going to have it on P6. If you have a really good computer, put it at P7. If you have a not so great computer, do P5. Somewhere in between, P6. Then we're going to do high quality, 2 passes, high, enable psycho-visual tuning, GPU 0, and max B frames 2, which is pretty standard. Then we're going to click on the audio portion, a little 2 tabs in. We're going to change all of the 1080p options. So we have that. And then for your mic, simply pick your microphone from the list. I'm using the Rode PodMic USB. Love this bad boy. Also linked in the description below. Then we'll hit apply, and then we'll move to the video tab. Now this part's a little complicated, so pay attention. For the base canvas resolution, you're going to want to pick whatever you're gaming at, 1080. And then we can skip hotkeys and then obviously hit apply. Since we want to stream at 1080p 60 frames per second, we're going to change our common FPS value to 60. So that way we have 1080p 60 frames per second. Makes sense, right? Then obviously hit apply. And if this has been helpful so far, drop a quick like on the video because it's going to help other people find more of these videos. And then we can skip hotkeys and accessibility because they're just going to waste your time really. And we can jump straight to advanced, where the only thing that you really need to consider here is the automatically reconnect. Make sure this is enabled because if your stream disconnects, you'll retry a couple times to keep the stream going. And then this is an optional setting, but can be really useful. So right under network, there's an option that says dynamically change bitrate to manage congestion. Essentially, if you have other people on your network, like your Wi-Fi, and they're like streaming instead of making you buffer and stutter like this. So if you want, you can try a couple times to keep the stream going. Your time really. And we can jump straight to it. Skip hotkeys and FPS value to skip hotkeys, right? Then obviously hit apply. And if this has been helpful so far, drop a quick like on the video because it's going to help other people find more of these videos. And then we can skip hotkeys and accessibility.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Most people think that the old path still works. Get a degree, get a job, work for not how many hours that you work in a day. And there are actually 3 types of leverage. Just watch it grow over time. But here's the truth that most people miss. You don't need to be rich to start investing. Starting is how you actually become rich. Now let's just do the math. If you invest $200 a month into an index fund, averaging around 10% a year, in 10 years, you will have $41,000. In 20 years, $152,000. But in 30 years, over $450,000. Now that's the power of what's called compound interest. That's where you can If you invest $200 a month into an index fund, averaging around 10% a year, in 10 years, you will have $41,000. In 20 years, $152,000. But in 30 years, over $450,000. Naval Ravikant once said best, you get paid for your mind. Now let me be clear about what investing actually is. It's not gambling, it's not trying to flip $100 into $200 overnight. Investing is a discipline. It's the ability to delay gratification. It's